Liberal people who think the left has gone a little mad with trans issues. Some have expressed that opinion with literary sophistication, like J.K. Rowling. Some by getting big laughs, like Dave Chappelle. And some are downright ugly about it, like Linehan. But ugly is the price of a freedom so great as speech. Get this, Saudi Arabia is having a comedy festival this month. Really, Saudi Arabia. It's gonna be great. If you on stage, you get 72 virgins. And Chappelle is performing. If you told me years ago that Saudi Arabia would be cool to have Dave Chappelle speak and England might arrest him, I would have said, what are you smoking?
Think the attacks on J.K. Rowling and free speech are fading? Think again. Over the past few weeks, a new wave has hit the Harry Potter creator, louder, harsher, and more aggressive than before. But then Bill Maher stepped in. A longtime defender of free speech, Maher took aim at the criticism with sharp humor, blunt logic, and perfectly timed punchlines.
Was that the most powerful witch hunters now were coming from Twitter, the Ivy League, and the progressive left. J.K. Rowling used to be a villain to the right because she wrote books about witchcraft. Now she's a villain to the left because she has the crazy belief that there's more to being a woman than pronouns and lipstick. So that was the point of the evening. How do we take a stand against cancel culture?
Maher starts by explaining why the backlash against J.K. Rowling has suddenly returned with full force. According to him, nothing has really changed except one uncomfortable truth. Rowling refuses to back down. She continues to argue that biological sex matters, especially in women's sports and women's spaces, and that these topics deserve open discussion instead of being labeled off-limits. In today's cultural climate, Maher says, that stance alone is treated like heresy. Online activists have once again increased the pressure, hoping that enough outrage and coordinated attacks will finally silence her. But Maher isn't buying it. Instead of criticizing Rowling, he praises her resilience, pointing out how rare it is for a public figure to endure constant backlash.
There's plenty of non-crazy people, liberal people, who think the left has gone a little mad with trans issues. Some have expressed that opinion with literary sophistication, like J.K. Rowling. Some by getting big laughs, like Dave Chappelle. And some are downright ugly about it, like Linehan. But ugly is the price of a freedom so great as speech. Trump tried to disappear someone for writing an anti-Israel op-ed in a student newspaper, which I found offensive, but I still would go to the mat for that person to be able to print it. And we can fight Trump on this because we have a First Amendment.
Maher then zooms out to the bigger picture. Over the past decade, countless people have paid a heavy price simply for expressing their opinions. Careers have been damaged, reputations ruined, and livelihoods destroyed through online backlash and public shaming. Maher argues this is a dangerous path for any society. In his view, free speech only works when it protects unpopular and uncomfortable opinions, not just the approved ones. That doesn't mean all speech is harmless or beyond criticism. Some speech can be offensive, reckless, or even criminal.
Individuals and organizations who others have tried to silence and who answered, "That's not a rule." Our first award goes to the president of my alma mater, Cornell University, Martha Pollack. This month, students there demanded trigger warnings before all the lectures in case any of the adult subjects you specifically went to college to learn about came up. And Martha said, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." She didn't cave in or hire a new dean of sensitivity. She just said, "No, college is for introducing you to new ideas, not for kissing your ass and making you feel wonderful and always right."
Interestingly, J.K. Rowling isn't the only person Maher brings up. He also highlights a case involving a lecturer at Cornell University who refused to censor language simply because students found it offensive. The lecturer argued that discomfort is not harm and that universities exist to challenge ideas, not shield students from them. Invoking the First Amendment, the lecturer told students that hearing things they dislike is part of living in a free society. College, he said, is not a safe space from reality but preparation for it. As expected, outrage followed. Critics demanded apologies, resignations, and punishment. But Marr sided with the lecturer, praising his refusal to cave.
Trader Joe's, who for years have been selling a line of ethnically themed products, trading on the name Joe. For example, they have Trader Jose's beer. So, of course, one teenager on Twitter heard the word Jose and said it was racist, and then there was a petition, and then Trader Joe's management did the right thing. They burnt down all their stores. No, they didn't. They said, "F you oversensitive little shit."
Marr also points out that cancel culture no longer targets just individuals. It now goes after entire institutions and corporations. The moment a company steps outside the latest ideological expectations, outrage erupts. Hashtags trend, boycotts are threatened, and public apologies are demanded. In the past, this strategy worked. Companies would panic, issue apologies, fire employees, and promise internal reviews. But Marr says something has changed. The fear is fading. More companies are realizing that giving in never satisfies the mob, it only invites the next attack. Instead, some are choosing to stand their ground.
Germany, a guy called a politician a Pimmel, which is the German word for and it triggered a police raid. What a Pimmel move. A guy from North Yorkshire in Britain faced 2 years in prison for wearing a Halloween costume depicting the terrorist who bombed the Ariana Grande concert. Bad taste? Yeah, bad taste is the whole point of Halloween.
This growing backbone signals a shift. When institutions stop rewarding outrage, the power of cancellation weakens and the mob loses its grip. Marr then looks beyond the United States to put free speech into perspective. In many
Scottish man was found guilty of hate speech for a YouTube video where he taught his pug to salute when he said Sieg Heil.
Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil.
Elon Musk watched it and said, "I don't see it." But, you know, Musk, Kanye, this dog, they're all wrong, and they all have the right to be wrong.